time is it? It's journey time. Time for another creative journey using Stampin' Up! Products. Hello, my name is Kathy Haynes, and today we are going to be making this fun butterfly clothespin motion card. Now, I saw a card on a Facebook group. I don't know if it was a Stampin' Up! Facebook group or just a crafting Facebook group, but another lady, and I believe her name was Olga or Elsa, had made a beautiful butterfly card very similar to this with different colors and stuff, and she was going to make a video, but I lost the post and I lost the post-it I wrote her name on, so I could never find it. So I went ahead and Googled and found out how to make a clothespin motion butterfly, and I've incorporated it into this card. So if you're out there, please comment below so that we can give you kudos for an amazing idea. So meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and get started on this card. We're going to talk about a couple of techniques using gold embossing. That's a little bit different. And also gold, using the gold leaf that Stampin' Up! Sells. We're going to be doing that on the butterfly. We're going to be using Tombow, and this here we're going to be using tear tape instead of versamark to do gold embossing. So let's start with that. So we're going to take a piece of, all the dimensions will be below, of course, of Night of Navy cardstock, because I love these colors together. I just think they're so rich. And I'm going to take my gold emboss, and I keep mine in a tub, although this tub's had its days, I think. And put that aside right there. And then we're going to take our tear tape, or you could use tape runner if you have a steady hand and just run it down. But I find this is better because you can line it up and make it all the way to the edge. And then right there, all the way to the edge. A little bit off, but it'll be fine. And then once again, and the last one. So this is a different type of embossing than you're probably used to. Make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so just burnish it pretty good so that it sticks, and then just start lifting it with your take a pick tool. That's what I find is the best. Let's start it someplace else. That one's kind of off the edge, so here we go. Burnish down, pick up. If you don't have a take your pick tool, and it comes with another head that does flower molding and stuff too, and then you can also add the brush. So just trying to do this with fingernails is sometimes kind of frustrating, and this takes the frustration out of it. And it's a gem picker upper on this end. So okay, so this is what we have with our adhesive taken off. Now we're going to take and just dip it in here. In fact, I'm going to take it and pour a bunch here, then kind of tap it around. Okay. For the long sides, I think it's just best to tap it off. Tap it off real good. Okay, and I have 1/8 edge hanging over, so I'm going to put that under. Now I'm going to take my embossing gun, put my lid on my coal so it doesn't blow away, and heat emboss it. And this just gives a really great framed edge once it gets started. It has, your heat gun has to heat up a little bit at first, of course. But see how that, now just follow the heat or follow the melt. It's not a blow dryer, so blow drying it like that would, it just follow the melt. I found is the most efficient way. What do you think of that? Isn't that cool, that straight line? It's a great way to get a gold frame. Alright. Get in there. It does take a little bit longer to melt the gold when it's done on adhesive, but even here on the corner where it was kind of wiggly, I think that's a really cool effect right there. And just finish this side. We've got one more side to go. And there you are. So what do you think of that? I think it's pretty cool. So there you go. You've got your framed, gold framed piece. Now, on this one, I used gold leafing. And I just put Tombow and smeared with my finger. And you can also do that with embossing. So I could have put embossing, Tombow around the edge of this, just a line, and then smudged it, and then gold embossed it, because Tombow dries tacky. So I'm going to adhere this to our Blackberry Bliss base, and then we're going to get working on the fun part. All right. So that's going to go right on the base. Because this card is already popped up enough, and this won't fit in a regular envelope, but it will fit in a clear envelope, but you wouldn't be able to mail it. So how I did it is I put a shipping label and I stamped it. So now I can fit the card in there and hand it to somebody or put it in the gift bag. So okay, so the next thing we're going to do, this is cut out using the Ornate frames. I think it's a medium-sized die, but that is retiring that set, and I love it. So if you don't have it already, you want to get it before the new catalog comes out. And I've stamped it using the birch stamp set, and then gold embossed it, and I think that is the perfect fit for this card. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my foliage. So I don't want to use all of it. I want to use a little bit left over to hide anything, to play camouflage with. So this is how I usually do it. I cut them right here, and right there, and right there. This is from the Forever Fern, and you will see if you watch my videos, I use it all the time. It is just a staple as far as I'm concerned, and it is stained in the new catalog. Hallelujah, because I love it. So I'm going to cut this one right like that. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. And I'm putting this down first, because you'll see, we're going to build on top of it. So put a little bit of glue there. A little much. Okay. I just think those two colors pop. Alrighty, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get busy on our butterfly. Now, to make our butterfly, we need a clothespin and a butterfly. So I cut this out of an older butterfly set from Stampin' Up. Although, excuse me, allergies. Stampin' Up has a new butterfly set coming out, Butterfly Brilliance, I think it's called, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm sure there'll be a butterfly that'll be perfect for this technique in that set as well. So to get started, I'm going to put this underneath here, and I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss and Night of Navy. And I'm going to use my daubers, Blackberry Bliss and Night of Navy, and I'm going to sponge them up. I'm putting the Blackberry Bliss on the inside, and also I'll show you when I lift this up, you'll see that this could be a stencil. So if you were doing a scrapbook page, you could do a bunch of butterflies like this all around it. Now I want the body to be the darkest, So I'm going to go back in there several times. Now I'm going to switch out and start doing the Night of Navy. Isn't that beautiful? I just love those colors together. Okay. I'm holding it in the same spot. You don't have to do that, only because I want to show you the results underneath. So if you were doing another card or a scrapbook page, this is just a great technique. Whoop, see that little butterfly? Okay, isn't that beautiful underneath? So you could put that on a card or whatever you want. And I want the head to be dark, so I'm going to put that, give him a little head dark, and maybe a little bit on his tail. So that is pretty in itself, but we want to add gold leafing. Now, if you don't have gold leaf from Stampin' Up! Or any other brand that may be out there, you can always do this same exact technique using gold emboss. And you would just do the same thing I'm doing, put the gold emboss on, and then heat it up. Okay? But we're going to use the gold leaf because it is so much fun. So let me put these away. And let's get busy. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is you just want to take a little bit of Tombow. And it doesn't have to be everywhere. I left this open too long just now. Come on, there you go. Just put it around the edges. And like I said, you can do this for gold leafing and or gold embossing. You'll just use the gold emboss powder and heat it up instead of the gold leafing if you don't have it. But Tombow dries tacky, therefore you can do this with either gold leafing or gold embossing. So I've just put it around the edges. I'm going to kind of tap it with my finger, get it smeared out a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to wipe my finger off the best I can because that gold leaf sticks to everything. But it's so much fun. The results are so much fun. So let's put this aside. Put that aside. Let me put my lid on this. Okay, ta-da, drum roll, the gold leaf. So I keep mine in a plastic shoebox. It's the best way to keep it. This is the container full that you get. I've used this a lot already, but this is a Stampin' Up! Gilded leafing, it's called. Now I'm going to take my butterfly and I'm going to dip it into this gold leafing. Now it looks like, gosh, you're using so much, but wait, there's more. Okay, make sure I got it everywhere. All right, now I take a toothbrush and kind of take off the major excess, tap, tap, tap. And you're saying, well, that still looks pretty raggedy, but wait, there's more. Okay, so once I've got most of it off, get off the back. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with a designated sponge and watch what happens. Isn't that beautiful? Do you see how it's compressing it down and filling in all the spots? Now if there's spots I missed, I have time. Go back in, take some more off. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Rub, rub, rub. I'm going to get most of the rubbing done here, so I'm saving all that gold. I don't want to waste, nobody wants to waste gold. Do it on the back to get any of that off. Okay. What do you think? Go on the edge one more time. All right. So that looks pretty good. So what do you think of that? Let me put my lid on. Do not do this near a fan or breathe heavy into this. This stuff is just, it blows in the wind like crazy. So you kind of have to have a confined area. But what do you think of that? Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, and if you gold emboss it, it's going to have a great effect also. So there we go. All right, now comes the fun part. We're going to make the mechanism. Now I want the mechanism not to look like a clothespin so much. So you can take a green, either old olive, mossy meadow stamp pad, and you can sponge this all up. Or you can quickly take a blend or blendability. This is actually an older one that I had. You're going to do, you can leave the bottom not colored because we're going to glue that. And just kind of make sure it's camouflage so it's not going to show so much underneath the butterfly. Okay, don't forget the front. And then I like to do inside here also. Now you can buy them already colored, but Stampin' Up! Colors are unique and we like everything to match, so I prefer buying the natural and then using the matching color to go with it. Okay, so here comes the mechanism part. Are you guys ready for this? What you're going to do is take a strip about 1/4 inch, I think this is, and you want to take all the chads out of your butterfly, tip him over, or her over, lay this here, and this is how you're going to measure how much of this strip you need. Go out to the edge, okay, and out to here. So right about there, I know I need that much. You can even tear it with your finger. Then you're going to bend about 1/4 inch in on each side, okay? Then you're going to fold this in half. So this is what you have. The reason being is you want that half mark to know that that's where this is going to touch right there. So now comes the glue gun. Whoops, who knows what that was. I'm going to put, first I'm going to attach my butterfly to the colored side right at the front. I want his head to pop over just a little bit because we're going to be putting his antennas on there later. So I just used the wrong butterfly. You guys didn't say a word. There we go. Okay, his head's popping over a little bit. Now I'm going to lay him upside down, and right here I'm going to put some glue, either a glue dot or hot glue. And then I'm going to put more here because obviously that didn't stay. Okay. All right, folks. So let's put him back together. Now I have my, and this is where you want to bend him up a little bit and put one side. Okay. And then bring him over to the middle. Some glue right here. Okay, now I want to bend him up a little bit and then put that right there, and then the glue right here if my glue is still wet, which it's not, so just add a little more glue and push. Glue dots will work and you won't burn yourself like I just burned myself, but and that's what you want. Okay, so now you have your mechanism. I'm going to give it a few minutes to dry. So meanwhile, I'm going to take, while he's drying, cooling off, because I used hot glue, I had used, where's my other butterfly? This is another butterfly that I did that fell apart, but I used these. So let me take these off. No, I have one. I'm going to use these. These are the gems from the catalog that we have going on right now, just to cover anything that might show. I put gems right where I glued those flaps, and that kind of camouflages, if you can see. All right, now the next thing I want to do, I'm not done with him yet, is take a little piece of, and they're bringing back, they had twine years ago, but Stampin' Up! Is bringing back gold and silver twine as a set. And I had it here. But and I'm crossing it over. See that? And then I'm going to use a glue dot after I've crossed it over. Stay there. And I might even use 2 glue dots on the same side because I want to keep them crossed over. All right. I'm going to turn it upside down and I'm going to put it right on the top wood part. So let's see. Can you see that? So I attached it to the top thing. Now here's our mechanism. Isn't that cute? So we're going to take that mechanism and we are going to glue it right here using the glue gun. So now I'm going to take, and you can use larger glue dots or a bunch of glue dots. I just think in this case, hot glue is going to hold it longer and better. So I'm going to hold it down. And there we go. Now, like I said, we wanted to camouflage some things. So I don't want the rest of this showing. So I'm going to, again, you can use glue dots, but since I've got the glue gun here, why not, right? Put that right there. And I have some gold left over. So I think I'll put some gold right over here. And just have fun with it. Stick that underneath there. So I think that's plenty. But you could add more if you'd like. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is I want to attach this. Let's see again. Isn't that cute? So the next thing I want to do is fly, butterfly. Attach it to my card base. And I'm going to do that using 5 dimensionals. So I'm going to put one on each corner. And where the butterfly thing goes, I'm going to put one there. I might even put an extra one right there to give it strength. So 6 dimensionals. Butterfly. Put that, center that right there. Isn't that gorgeous? And then we're just going to add our sentiment, which on this one, I put thanks. On this one, I tore the, I broke my mechanism on this one, so don't look at that. But I used the mini messages. I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. And that is a perfect card for a wedding or graduation even, you know, somebody's something special day. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and make another thank you card because we can never get enough thank you cards. I've cut this out using the mini messages. I do a whole sheet of white ones and I have them ready so I can stamp whatever sentiment I want on there. And this time I'm going to put 3 dimensionals. This time I'm not going to burnish the edge or sponge the edges. Just because I did sponge the edge on this one. So if you like that, sponge your edges. And this I cut out of the mini messages also. I do whole sheets of gold and white and whatever color you want without messages on them too. And the new catalog has a new set of messages for the mini messages set. So it is a value, something that you'll use over and over again. Put that right there. And I'm going to pop up my thanks. I think after all, I am going to sponge it. I just like the dimension. It's not done until it's sponged. Just very carefully so I get Pull that off. Okay, so what do you think of that? And then you could put more foliage in. I have extra foliage. So let's just go ahead and put more underneath it. Come out here just for some more dimension. And what do you think? Is that enough? So you decide, you know, do you want more foliage, less foliage? And then we're just going to attach that. I do like cards portrait style a lot. So I'm going to attach this. Simply go around the edge of this card. And of course, then you could go in and stamp whatever else you want or handwrite on the inside and decorate that up. But this card, my base is a little bit much, so I will take a large scissors and just cut that off. Sometimes I wonder who does the cutting. Somebody takes over my mind. There. So now it's done. All right. Now, if you wanted to, you could take it here and highlight the body too. Maybe use a Night of Navy marker and do another color. Might work good on that. But what do you think? So there's the card. It's a butterfly motion card. And thank you again, whoever posted a card on one of those websites. I do appreciate you giving me the inspiration. And I hope you all like this. All the dimensions and everything you need is listed below. All the products, there's links to all the products. And also a link to my shop. So be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more videos. Okay, so thank you again. Stop over at journeytime.stampinup.net. And we will see you on the next creative journey. Bye-bye.